Hello everyone, thank you for joining today's coffee talk, and sorry for late start. We have some technical problems. So as you guessed from thumbnail, today we are going to talk about Azure big picture event processing, and here we have in Azure Stream Analytics service. Here is a brief agenda. First, we will cover a big picture of event processing. Next, we will talk about Azure view of event processing. Of course, we talk about stream analytics, benefits, and how to do streams, analyze streams with stream analytics. And of course, in a final part, we will have a demo. Here we have two different aspects. First is a big data. When we saying big data in some context, it's mean we are starting querying in static data. It's when we have some data warehouses, databases, even files, structured, unstructured, relational or non-relational. But the time of the query, this data is static. Event processing is something different. During the query, this data is a time of the happening or transferring processing. Node is static, it's a dynamic data. So working with event processing is a challenge, and here is challenges. The first example is that when let's assume we are a bank and have 100,000 account holders, and we need to detect credit card suspicious patterns or abnormal patterns. So we need to make decision when the process is happening, and not we need to store in some storages or databases, and afterward analyze this data on databases. Next one is stock trading. It's when you need to make decision at the time of the happening stock market, and it may cost money. The next examples is for telemetry analysis. It's examples when applications use maps and they need to follow traffic. You don't need save traffic data on your databases. You need this traffic only now, not yesterday's data, not 1 hour before data, just now. And when you store this data, it may cost and you don't need yesterday's mapping data. So here is the 8 main features that I have accumulated that we need from event processing querying services. First one is a real-time business insights and processing. That's mean this service or we need from these services that we can with the help of this service we need to query data in a real time for making decision just happening this event. And next one is stream that this service should capable to stream millions of events per second. So next is a scale up feature that we need from this service and runs in a minute, because of amount of data can change, increase very fast. Next is rapid development. It should enable rapid development. So the development for decreasing development process size. So development don't need to learn something new. Next is generates predictable outcomes, which helps development process. Of course, we need integrate storage and streaming existing services. And it should guarantee data safety and availability, because of sometimes the company's value is the value of holding this data, and it's of course should reliable, performable, and predictable for us. Azure Stream Analytics is a service that covers previous mentioned 8 features, and it's a real-time analytics and event processing platform as a service provided by Microsoft Azure. And in other words, it's SQL-like tool that understands time and window-based analysis. Here is input services that we can guest data from blob storage, Azure Data Lakes, Gen 2. Here we have 2 event streaming services, Event Hubs and IoT Hubs. Here we can have reference inputs at the time of the query. We can use static data and part of our query delegate to static data. These services is blob storage and SQL database. Let's mention that files should have a JSON, Avro, or CSV format. The output services list is more long. Here we have database systems, file systems, Azure Functions, Stream Analytics, messaging services like Service Bus, Queue, Topic, and of course here we have dashboarding system Power BI. So you can delegate your query result directly to Power BI. Stream Analytics use SQL-like query language. SQL-like is the name of this query language, and it has features for querying dynamic data or moving data, in other words. So it's have tumbling, hopping, sliding, sessions, snapshots features. And of course, it has all the main SQL language elements like select from, into, where, group, by, and so on. We have here function types like aggregate, scalar, analytics, geospatial, and so on. Let's talk a bit about event processing architecture in a big picture. Here we need to have ingest part, analyze part, and of course deliver part. For ingest part, we have applications that making these events, for example, IoT devices, log files, customer data, financial transactions, weather, business and other hubs. And with the help of these services, Event Hubs, IoT Hubs, and even Microsoft Blob Storage, we can delegate these services to analyze part. And all analyzed parts, Stream Analytics can cover. And let's mention for each query, we need to add in Azure separate service, separate event and Stream Analytics jobs. And it can easily integrate with real-time scoring Azure ML. And as I say previously, we can during this query, we can use static data references from SQL database and blob storage. And after this, we delegate our query result to dynamic dashboard system, Power BI, or any alerting systems that you can construct with Azure Functions, Event Hubs, and Service Bus, and so on. Here is some important thing that I want to mention about Azure Stream Analytics. We can use it on IoT Edge, and let's assume we have IoT device and we need to delegate this event with Event Hub to Azure. And afterward, we connecting Stream Analytics to Event Hub, making some queries. But here is a feature that we having Azure IoT Edge runtime on our IoT device. We can have here Stream Analytics and delegate only these events that make value for us. And with this, we can decrease amount of events that we are going to transfer to Azure. Now let's demo part. Today's demo, dedicating to Armenian satellite, first Armenian satellite, Armsat-1 Ordinata, which around 365 days in orbit, in Earth orbit, which launches with Spanish and SpaceX. Now, in a demo part, I'm going to use NASA REST APIs with getting our satellite data, and with Event Hub, delegate this data to Azure, and making queries with Stream Analytics on Event Hub, and have some useful dashboard in Power BI. So let's go. We need to have Power BI account. Let's create resource group. Sorry, let's copy one of, create resource group, name it 201, choose location, OSDU, create it. Next, we need to create Event Hub. First, we need to create Event Hub namespace, and under Event Hub namespace, we will create Event Hubs. So, choosing our resource group, name our Event Hub 201, West Europe. Let's choose Event Hub pricing. We need standard. Let's look, here is a new feature, schema registry, which available only standard package and advanced. Let's have one true output, add enable auto influence until 2 true outputs, and stay all others as they are. The service we can create. After creating Event Hub namespace, we will create Event Hubs under it. Let's create until it deployment in process. Let's create blob storage with creating storage account. Let's copy our previous storage account name. Storage account or blob storage we need for creating event receiver, local event receivers that we are going to test this data. Let's block blobs. Next, where is hierarchy? Enable hierarchical. Let's review. Okay. Let's enable us to create it. Okay, here's our Event Hub. Now it's running for validation our storage account. During this process, we can create our Event Hubs in Event Hub namespace. Okay, until our internet connection going to normalize, let's look at my small application. Here is I create, let's start from beginning. Small model about our satellite. It's a position class having longitude, latitude and longitude and other coordinates, we have a satellite that have positions and some info. Of course, here we have a request class which connect to NASA's APIs. For this, we need to delegate them our satellite ID, our observer latitude and longitude. Here is the observer altitude and seconds that we are going to, amount of seconds that we are going to look our satellite, and API key, which you get from NASA's after registering his API account. Next, we have sender to event hub. Here is our constant data. It's longitude, latitude of Yerevan. Here is satellite ID, and here is API key for individual API key. And altitude is 0 because we are now in ground. And here is a event sending process to event hub. Okay, and here we have event receiver. Here we need to add our blob storage account credential and event hub credentials. And here we have methods that with the help of which we will get in a local application. Okay, if you need, sorry, here we have some problem with connection. Oh no. Okay, until Azure works, I will show you my old code. Because of this one exists, this event hub exists, and here we have receiver, which, sorry, this is a sender, and this is our receiver application. Let's run it. Let's enter 1,000 seconds. Now it's get back our satellite ID, name from APIs, and here is a longitude and latitude that in a real time we are getting from our satellite. As you may notice, it's changed. 50, 49, 49, 48. It's a longitude, and here is a latitude. It's more difficult to notice. So let's back to our Azure. Okay, our resources is building process is complete, and we can, on the event hub namespace, create our first event hub. Okay, let's copy this event hub namespace name, add without n, partition count, let's put 2. Okay, it's okay for us. Cleaning policy. Let's create our event hub. Okay, and now let's back to our blob storage. We need to create it. Let's back to resource group and what we have here. Okay, let's go to our resource group. Here's our event hub. Let's copy some existing storage account name. Put it here. Name it 201 West Europe. Let's choose premium one. Block blobs, local redundancy, of course. Enable hierarchical namespace. Review. Now create. Okay, until it deployed. Let's look our event hubs. Here's our event hub. Great. Okay, let's back to namespace. Okay. Click on Event Hub, add access policy. Default, I create let's name it SaaS Manage. Create it. Add another one for sending. It's for sender. Send. Create one. And add for receiver listen policy name. Enabling only listening. Okay, let's open it. Here's it generate for us connection string primary key. Let's copy, add it to our first application. As you remember, it's for sender, so it's mean we need it in our sender application. It's our connection string. Okay, it's our event hub name. Let's copy it and paste here. With others, it's okay. Let's change here. Add credentials to. For receivers, we need SaaS key with listening permission. Copy this one. Add connection string. Of course, it's not a good idea to have all these credentials in static on your code, but for demo, I think it's okay. And now let's go back Azure and find our blob storage, which we have created previously. Add container here. Let's add from existing container name, okay? Resource group for previous. Okay. Here is our container name with 201 as our sign name. Okay, let's create it. Get from here access keys. Show connection string, copy it. Paste blob container name. And blob storage contain, oh sorry, I passed it not the appropriate position. And here let's add our container name back to containers. It's our container. Let's copy this name, paste here. Fine. Now it's we can run our application. At 1,000 seconds. Now it works. It's our live data. As you see, our satellite now on longitude 43. Okay, now inside of this event hub, let's back our event hub. Let's refresh that over. I think here should be our storage account appears. Okay, no problem, it will appear seconds ago. Here with Event Hub, from an overview of Event Hub, here we have possibilities to create process data, and on the list of process events Event Hub, here we have new link that enables us to create real stream analytics jobs. Let's get this name from our previous ones and rename it. Let's copy this name. Where is our? After clicking it, it shows the window for creating stream analytics jobs. Of course, you can create a separate resource from searching resources, but here is some fast one. It enables to connect with Event Hub. Of course, we are going to connect our existing Event Hub that we have created together. Next, we will connect connection test field. Let's run again. Token has an invalid. The following information can be. Let's refresh this one. Maybe something. Event Hub, demo staging, okay. Let's hide this part. Create a new one, yeah. And JSON connection string, okay. Let's connect it. It's okay. Now we need let's send some data to Event Hub. Okay. Okay, it automatically fill our appropriate fields, and now we need to add Power BI dashboard. Let's create this dashboard on our Coffee Talk. Add manage identity signs, it's okay for us. Add bottom SAT 201 dataset. Let's name it DS and name table as table TB. Okay, let's connect it. After this process, on your Power BI dashboard appears a new data set. It's my previous one, but it may take minutes. We need to run it. Okay, let's start it. This process can take a minute, but I can show you my report, previous report. Here's different parts when I follow our satellites. From here, you need to ARCGIS maps. You need to create a separate account for this map. And afterward, from our longitude and latitude, you can pass here with adding don't summarize property. And we can refresh. After refreshing it, it appears new. Now let's look where is it. After querying my previous application, which connect my previous dashboard, let's add 1000 seconds. Okay, let's back to dashboard, refresh it. Okay, it's changed the location because of different time I have refreshed it. It's a parts previous lines that have been our satellite. Let's back to this process is ongoing. Okay. Let's refresh it. Where is the change? Let's notice. Okay. Until it creates for us new dashboard with clean map, we can create, we can look Stream Analytics jobs possibilities. Let's create new one in our resource group. Here's our resource group. Let's create new one without from first, yeah. Choosing our 201 resource group, name it 202 cloud. Okay. From here you can choose edge, yeah, and publish it on your edge device. Stream units 3, it's okay for us. Add storage account we don't need. No. Create and review. Okay, let's create it for us. Until its deployment process, let's back our satellite dashboard. Okay. Back to back. Coffee talk. no. First process is get time. Okay, our new Stream Analytics jobs, now it's available. And here is one thing that I want to show you. If we're creating from Event Hub, like this one, here we, on job topology, we don't have inputs or outputs ones, yeah? It's integrated with Event Hub and Power BI with this pipeline. But here is, when we're creating it separately, here is we have independent inputs. From here we can add our Event Hub, especially existing ones, 201, choose our 201 Event Hub. What it says, let's name it like this. No, consumer group, don't create new one consumer groups. Okay, as we deserializing our messages as JSON, I think putting it default from your subscription, that's all. Okay. And here is outputs lists. From here we can add as our output blob 201, let's name it, from our let's choose this one. Okay, we don't need any additional for demo purposes. And after it's published, we can make a query using our inputs and outputs. From here is a query dashboard. For example, from here we can, from Event Hub we name it H301, 201, yeah, as I remember, and blob into blob 201. Okay, it's because it's not published yet, it don't give us permission to test query. Let's wait it. Now testing outputs. Okay, that's finished. Let's save this query and refresh all. There's no data from input. Event Hub 201, okay. Let's look our Event Hub. It's our Event Hub namespace, Event Hub 201. Let's back to our Event Hub and monitor. Okay. The purpose is that after this query, we can have our query result on any outputs that here we mentioned. okay, maybe there is some connection problems. And as our time is finished, but we have some running process. It's very, I think I delegate you the main purpose and shows you the main features. And if you have any questions related to this demo, or if you want to get codes, integrations, some questions if you have, please leave your comments, questions on the process, on the services that you may follow me now. That's all. Thank you for